Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
It's a great day. I'm Mark Imperial. For the past 7 years, I've scoured the globe looking for noteworthy experts, businesses, people, places, and things. On this special edition of the show, we'll meet some of the world's leading professionals in health, nutrition, and fitness, people from all across the country, around the world, and in your town. Welcome to the program.
My next guest is Anne Marie Giglio from Core Matters out of Roswell, Georgia. Anne Marie, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
So tell us about Core Matters and the types of clients that you help.
Core Matters is a private company that helps middle-aged people get rid of their middle-aged middles forever. So we do, yeah. We have all the programs that they need. We have the things that work.
Oh, fantastic. So tell me, in your experience, the people that come to you for help, what are they looking for? Are they new to fitness, or is this something they've been doing all their life?
Generally, my clients are coming back from some time off from fitness. They've been distracted by family and jobs and obligations. So they're mostly deconditioned. Not all, but most of them are pretty deconditioned, and they're looking for help.
I see. And nowadays, since there's so much information out there, almost information overload, do you find that people that come to you are overwhelmed with the newest current updates and research in fitness?
Yeah, absolutely. People are confused. There's so much contradictory information, and most of it's not based in science. So it's very confusing. They don't really know where to start.
Yeah, can you give me an example of that? Like what might they come in and have a misconception about or a confusion about?
I would say the primary confusion, there's two. One is cardio and the other one is food. They just think that if you eat a certain berry or you take something out of your diet or you add one thing to it, it's going to change everything for you. And they tend to think that they eat healthy, or as I've heard, sometimes clean. But when we really sit down and look at what they're doing, it's not quite right. And cardio is misunderstood as well. People think that you get on that treadmill and run for 45 minutes a day and you're fit and healthy, but that's not actually the case. So,
what do they really need then? Yeah, what do they really need then besides the cardio?
You really need a combination of strength training and cardio. It's important to add muscle mass to the body, especially as we age, and bone density. And cardio, if you do only cardio or you do too much cardio, you're actually adding stress to the body. So you can be damaging your health.
Yeah, that's the first I'm actually hearing about that. So it's like a little bit less cardio. Is there a good balance that you recommend?
That really depends on the clients, but if I had to generalize, I would say we should be strength training at least 3 times a week and maybe doing cardio on the days in between.
I gotcha. Give me an example of some strength training that people should be looking forward and incorporating into their workouts.
Well, at Core Matters, what we do is we don't have any machines, so we use you as the machine. Any multi-joint based, let's see, how will people understand it? If you use your entire body and make a complicated move with it, that's basically a good strength training move. If we add weights to it or a kettlebell or some other tool, that just increases the benefit, makes it more challenging. And when we challenge the body, it adapts by getting stronger. So anything that you can do that's an exercise, for example, an overhead squat or a kettlebell swing, if it's done properly, is a good strength training exercise.
I see. I find that a lot of people have a misconception about weight training. Like women think that, I don't want to bulk up. It's going to give me muscles. I don't want that. Do you get that a lot?
I do get that occasionally. And, if you want to bulk up, you can, but it's pretty much a full-time job. I mean, you have to dedicate yourself to eating every couple hours, certain amounts of food. You have to train several hours a day. And the women that come to my studio they don't have the time for that. And it just isn't going to happen. The other thing for women is we don't really have the correct hormonal balance for the most part to bulk up. It's pretty challenging for a woman to bulk up. So really that's a huge misconception.
I see. What got you started, Anne Marie, in fitness? How did you get inspired?
Actually, my kids inspired me. I didn't have my second child until I was 45, and I started doing the math. And I realized how old I was going to be when she was graduating from high school, which she's graduating next year. And it kind of shocked me. So I thought I wanted to be around for that, and I wanted to be around for future grandchildren. So I needed to take better care of myself. So that was my original inspiration. And once I got started learning, I got really excited about sharing it. And that kind of led me to open the business.
Is there anything to wrap up? Is there anything we haven't covered here that maybe you'd like to share with someone listening that may be inspired to get back into shape and something that'll help them, set them on the right path and make them be successful? What would you share with them?
I would say that the most important thing is to try and learn as much as you can about the science behind how your body works so that you can make really informed decisions. Because as we said earlier, there's just so much information. A lot of it's not really education. It's just marketing. And then the other thing would be to find something that you enjoy doing, because if you enjoy doing it, you'll do it. And that's the important thing. Consistency will be key.
How can our listeners that may be near you, near Roswell, Georgia, how can they find you and connect? Where should we send them?
They can go to my website, which is www.ourcorematters.com. And there's a contact form there, or they can call me.
Fantastic. Hey, Anne Marie, this has been terrific. I appreciate you taking the time to come on the program with me today, and I wish you continued success for you and all of your clients at Our Core Matters.
Well, thank you so much for having us.
My next guest on this segment is Andrea Carlomusto from RX Training out of Detroit, Michigan. Andrea, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
So, Andrea, tell me all about RX Training and the types of folks that you help.
That's a loaded question. It really is, because honestly, I started with training because I was rehabilitating myself. So I kind of fell upon it. And I was working with a lot of people post-physical therapy, people with eating disorders, and then I found bodybuilding, and then I fell in love. So then I started working with a lot of the bodybuilders, but not many could take the type of training that I do.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I want to go deeper into that in a moment, but just, tell us in general, give me a general description so our listeners know what RX Training is really about and the type of people that you serve.
The type of people that I serve, normally they don't know their potential. So they come in and they want to lose weight, like with any trainer, or they want to gain muscle, or, they want to get back to good before surgery or whatever ails them. And then we kind of take it to the next level. I keep it really personal, which I know is kind of off the cuff with personal training lately. A lot of time it's not like that anymore, but we start with personal goals and we move from there, and they end up surprising themselves. So usually I get a lot of quiet people in the beginning, and they're a little apprehensive, but from there, we get them where they need to be.
Oh, right on. So do you work with all age groups and demographics, or are there a certain type that really gravitate towards you?
I see the young bodybuilders, the young guys in their 20s, they tend to come to me for the bodybuilding. I don't know if it's because I'm kind of like a mom, or if they just want to try out a girl trainer to see if I have anything different to offer. A lot of the time, I kind of scare off the older demographic until they get to know me, because I am very aggressive and very direct. Once they get to know me, we go through, they interview me and I interview them. So for a good match, usually they're lifers, which is good. The younger athletes, junior high and high school, most of the time I will put them in sport specific. I can do sport specific, but I'm not in love with it. So I figure I might as well refer them to a different trainer that can give them an A+++ workout, motivate them properly. So I only work with a few young athletes.
You'd mentioned to me before that you're a grassroots, out-of-the-box type of trainer. What do you mean by that?
My methods are a little strange. You go through school and you know the physiology, and I tend to test everything. I test everything out on myself first, and I think I'm the toughest case. So if I don't think something is working or someone plateaus, that's when you get a little creative. So like I said, I started off just rehabbing myself and came up with a way to build up without injury, with preparing my tendons. You know, I was pretty fragile back then. So it's a slow process in the beginning, and then it hits. So I kind of tend to get people ready for their heavier loads and their heavier workouts. And then that's when the fun starts. So there's a lot of groundwork that goes into it. And I just started this by myself. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm known for. They're like, oh no, like you have to do an Andy workout. That's not good. I'm like, it is a little off-putting in the beginning because it's so different from the basic 3 sets of 10 and pyramiding up, pyramiding down. Everything's geared towards the individual and what's going on with them. So,
right on. Yeah, you also mentioned, let's dig into that a little bit. You mentioned that you have very different opinions on health and fitness that really came from your own personal experiences. Tell me more about that.
Well, it's so funny. I just had a conversation with a guy at the gym today, and he's a huge guy, and he's been lifting for 30 years. And we got in a little debate because he said, people spend too much time in the gym. You're going to overtrain. I'm in here for 15, 20 minutes. I'm good to go, and look at me. And then, of course, we dug a little deeper and saw what supplements he was on. And I'm like, well, you're not doing it just for working out. I'm an all-natural person. I'm like, there will be no drugs. There will be the protein supplements, fine. Everything that's natural, awesome. But I go back to hard work. So when it comes down to that, like I said, I would like to work the connector muscles, as I like to call them. Everyone can work out their own major muscles. You want to do your pec major, you go do your bench press. You want to do your quads, do your leg extension. But a lot of times you see people blowing out their knees, their shoulders are getting overly rotated, so injury happens. And that's where I come in. Like, I prepare them so they don't have to risk injury. I want to prepare the whole body in order to get them where they need to be, and then graduate them so they can work out on their own. So,
right on.
But it started with me. Just like I said, I had osteoporosis at like 19. Eating disorders, the whole thing. Like, it was a nightmare. So I had to pretty much build myself up from the ground up.
So is that what inspired you? I mean, how did you get started in training and in fitness? Is that what inspired you?
That's definitely what inspired me. I would just go to the local gym, and I would pick up 5-pound weights, and in 10 minutes I was already fried. So it was terrible. So people in the gym saw me kind of growing. My heart got better. My muscles got bigger. Then people started following me around the gym and copying what I'm doing. And then one of the people that worked at the gym asked me to lead a class, and I'm like, I'm not certified. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing what works for me. And she's like, but everyone likes it. So that's when I decided to start going to school and learning more. So the human body just completely boggles my mind. I think it's so awesome how it heals itself and how you can work up to certain goals. So I've been kind of obsessed with it ever since. It's like gym, church, and that's my life. So.
Wow, that's great. So you got started because of your osteoporosis, or was there anything more than that?
Oh, well, all that stemmed from eating disorders because I became anorexic at 8. So
wow.
I lived with that until I was about 29. So I was on my way out, and the doctors pulled me in and the family in and said, not much longer to go. So it was a lot of prayer, 55 pounds to 145 pounds now. It's a big difference. But I attribute it all to the exercise because it was slow and it was frustrating, and learning how to eat properly and not fall into the categories that, a lot of magazines and online things kind of pummel down your throat when it comes to eating and exercise. I'm like, it's really not as difficult as we all think it is. We're just kind of brainwashed into thinking that. So I kind of simplify everything and test it out on people. It's a lot of communication with my clients, a lot of communication. If something doesn't work, okay, we're going to try something different, and it's daily text, daily phone calls to see how they're doing. So,
oh, right on. Yeah.
Fun
So to wrap things up, if you had some words of wisdom for somebody that wants to have success and maybe struggling with success in their fitness or in their bodybuilding, what advice would you give them?
I would say keep it simple and trust your body. Your body's going to naturally do what it needs to do. Don't fight it. So work with your strengths while you're working on your weaknesses to bring them up. But definitely trust yourself. Don't let anybody tell you what you're doing is wrong. So if you're not hurting yourself, every body is made differently. So you have to train the way your body specifies. That's probably the biggest piece of advice I give to anybody in the gym.
Excellent. Andrea, how do folks, if they're in your area and they want to connect or learn more about you and your work, how do they find you?
They just go on rxtraining.com, and I'm right there, and I definitely return emails, and I love connecting with people. That's my fun part of my job. So I really enjoy that. All my contacts are up on that site. So that's the easiest way to get a hold of me.
Fantastic. Well, I appreciate you taking the time and joining me on the program today. I wish you continued success for RX Training and all of your clients.
Well, thank you so much.
On this segment, my next guest is Lauren Wolfe from the San Francisco Bay Area. Lauren, welcome to the program.
Hi, thank you.
Hey, Lauren, so tell the listeners about your work and the type of people that you help.
Okay, I work as a sports massage therapist and fitness trainer. I work with all different ages, from children up to aging adults. I specialize in sports injury rehab and just helping people get back on track with healthy living.
So we can understand how people are finding you. How do people typically find you and reach out to you for your help?
Most people, I teach a fitness class at my gym. People will find me that way. A lot of it is word of mouth, warm referrals. I'm on Facebook. I have a website. And a lot of it's just word of mouth, which is awesome.
Oh, terrific. So the people that you work with, do you find that they're a lot of beginners, or do you also find folks that have been in fitness for a long time?
It varies. I have some who have never worked out in their entire life, and some who have been athletes from a young age. So different skill levels and varying degrees of athleticism.
What do you think are the biggest challenges that people face that keep them from having success in their fitness? What have you found?
Honestly, a lot of it is finding intrinsic motivation. So yes, I'm there to help you get started, but more than anything, I want it to become a healthy lifestyle that you can do on your own without the need of a trainer to be pushing you. And that's really hard for somebody to find within themselves to do, but that's what I seek more than anything, so that they in turn can see the personal benefit and really grow from that and take it from there and make it their own lifestyle.
Hey, let's talk about that for a minute. Let's talk about the advantages of working with a professional like yourself, because there's a lot of information out there in fitness. And there's every week it seems there's a new workout program coming out on TV on an infomercial. What are you seeing out there, and what's the benefit of working with a trainer like yourself?
I would say, because of my background in massage therapy as well, unfortunately, a lot of people jump into something that they're not ready, and the increase of injury risk is very high. And that's one of the biggest things that somebody might derail their fitness routine, is if they get hurt and they don't know how to rehab and they just kind of fall off track. So working with a professional, I can help you have proper form, have good body mechanics to help you stay injury-free, to build that initial foundation so that you can get stronger, faster, more flexible, in a very healthy way, so that it'll have longevity versus short-term just trying a video on your own and then you hurt yourself.
Lauren, what inspired you to get into fitness and sports massage yourself? How did you get started?
I was a competitive gymnast from a very young age. I played soccer, I swam, so sports have always been a huge part of my life. And as I got older, I was training from a young age too, but I realized there's so many people that it's more than just training. They need to learn how to take care of themselves beyond just the physical, but the mental, where the relaxation and massage will come in. And I really love inspiring others with my passion for fitness and health, and if I can share that and get more people ready and willing to take care of themselves, then I think overall that's just an awesome thing to share.
That's terrific. So to wrap this up, Lauren, for the listeners out there, what's one thing that they must really consider if they want to be successful with their fitness and for their life? What would you tell them?
I would say do it for themselves. A lot of people will do it for their husband or do it for their kids. And of course, those are very awesome reasons. But ultimately, for you to really make a difference, you have to want it for yourself and really seek that healthy mentality and physicality. And through that, you will then be able to help other people and do it for them.
That's sage advice. Lauren, so for listeners who may be in your area by the Bay Area, how can they find you and learn more and connect with you? Where should they go?
I have a Facebook page. It's Lauren Wolfe, CMT PT. My phone number, my email is on there, inspirewellness247@gmail. They can contact me that way, and I'd be happy to set something up.
Lauren, this has been terrific. I really appreciate you taking some time out of your day here to be on the program with me and share with our listeners. I wish you continued success for you and for all of your clients.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity.
That wraps up another episode of our Health, Nutrition, and Fitness Special Edition. If you know a remarkable expert, business, person, place, or thing that we should feature on the show, drop me a line on my email, radioguest@markimperial.com. That's radioguest@markimperial.com. Until next time, I'm Mark Imperial. Take care and make it a remarkable week.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.